Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of my plant-based cooking. Today we're gonna make a lemon butter orzo pasta with roasted asparagus and tomatoes. And it's really, really good. I've recently started eating more orzo, and this is one of my favorite recipes. I found it on Pinterest, and I'm gonna link it below. Remember to always check out the recipes in the description box and click subscribe and the little bell notification. That way you're always updated when we put out new videos. So for this recipe, this is what we're gonna need. You're gonna need 1 lemon, some asparagus, you're gonna need some cherry tomatoes. We're gonna cut those in half. You're gonna need some parsley flakes, some minced garlic, a 16-ounce pack of orzo, and of course butter. Now the butter I use is the avocado oil plant-based butter. For years before I went plant-based, I ate regular butter, and this tastes exactly the same. So this is what we're gonna use, and we're gonna start our recipe by chopping up our veggies. So asparagus, I like to, and I'm sure most of you know this, but I like to break them, just bend them, and where they break naturally is the best part. Now sometimes I'll use the stems for certain things, but they usually break on their own. I'm gonna chop those stems up and put them in there as well though, just to add bulk to the pasta. So we're gonna go ahead and break these. So I'm gonna take the ends of the asparagus, they broke right here. I'm actually gonna use until about there. So I'm just gonna chop that off because we're gonna put that in the pasta as well. And then I'm gonna chop these asparagus into smaller pieces. All right, so you should be good. I've cut the tops into thirds, and I'm gonna spread those on a baking dish, and then we're gonna go ahead and slice our tomatoes. The tomatoes we're just gonna cut into halves and lay them on there as well. I've got my oven preheated to 425, and that's how we're gonna roast them today. So we're gonna add the tomatoes to the asparagus. Get them all on your baking sheet, and then we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil as well. I'm just gonna do a capful and then give them a good toss, because it should coat them enough for them to roast. Just make sure all the asparagus is covered. One of the first recipes I did with roasted tomatoes, I'd never really done it, and to me it makes them a little more tangy, so it adds a lot more flavor to your pasta dishes than if you were to just put them in raw. So we're gonna add a little salt and pepper, and then we're gonna throw it in the oven. Okay, and we're gonna roast these for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're gonna give them a toss. Okay, we've got our water boiling, so we're gonna go ahead and add the entire pack of orzo. Again, this is the 16-ounce pack, and it is gonna look like a lot. So we're gonna let that come to a boil, then we're gonna cover and simmer until it's ready to go. Now we're gonna make the sauce for the pasta, and I will have the recipe in the description box, but I just kinda eyeball things, so it may not be exactly accurate while I'm making it. So we're gonna go ahead and warm our eye up. We're gonna put it on a medium-high heat, and the recipe calls for 1 stick of butter. Now since this is in a tub, I have no idea how much a stick is, but I do know that that's quite a bit of orzo cooking, so I'm gonna go ahead and melt quite a bit of butter. It also calls for garlic, minced garlic. And I like to save these containers and then mince my own fresh garlic and put it back in here. So I'm gonna take the same spoon and I'm gonna scoop out, I'm gonna do maybe 3 cloves of garlic. I like garlic, so I'll add a little extra. And we'll let that melt. While your butter is melting, go ahead and slice 1 lemon in half. We're gonna put the juice of the entire lemon into the sauce. I need to get a lemon press to catch the seeds when I do this. That'll be the next thing on my wish list. So this is definitely gonna be a tangy sauce for the orzo. And remember to stir your orzo as well during the process. Once you get a couple things going, it's easy to forget one. So don't forget your veggies are in the oven, your orzo's going, and we're making sauce. So I'm just gonna throw those seeds over here for now and give my orzo a stir. If you can do fresh parsley, that's great. All I happen to have right now is the dried parsley, and I found that it works well. I can't tell a huge difference, so that's what we're gonna use today. So we're gonna mix a little in, and then we're just gonna let it melt on low heat and bring all those flavors together. So our orzo should be done. So I'm gonna go ahead and strain it. Get all the water out. Get a little facial. So once your orzo is strained, just go ahead and add it to your dish. And then we're gonna get our sauce and our veggies ready. Our veggies should be ready, so we're gonna go ahead and take those out of the oven. They look perfect. All right. So now we're gonna add our veggies and mix them into the orzo. We're just gonna lay them on top, then we're gonna add the sauce and give it a good stir. Now, if you're vegetarian and not fully vegan, you can add Parmesan cheese to this. They do make a good vegan Parmesan cheese. I think Miyoko's makes it. There's a couple out there on the market. I haven't tried too many of them. I usually just skip it altogether. But if you are vegetarian and not fully vegan, you can add cheese to this, and it is good as well. You'll notice all the dishes when you start to cook with plants are a lot more colorful probably than what you've been normally eating. Meat and cheese and bread, it's all kind of the same if you eat a burger or a sandwich. But when you start throwing a lot more veggies in, your food becomes really, I think, more aesthetically pleasing. So we're gonna bring this garlic butter sauce over, and we're just gonna easily pour it over the orzo and the veggies. And then we're gonna give it all a good toss. There we go. Then we're gonna give it a good mix. And you'll be surprised at how much flavor this actually has. The garlic and the avocado butter, I haven't tried it with any other type of butter, but I'm sure it would be the same. There's so much flavor, the parsley, everything. So we've got everything together, so the last thing is the taste test. So this really is, it's one of my favorites. I love pasta, and spaghetti is usually my go-to, but sometimes I just get tired of a marinara sauce, and it's hard to find other vegan sauces. So this is a great alternative, and you pack a couple veggies in there too, so there's nothing better. You can really taste the lemon and the garlic in this. It may not look like a lot of sauce, but it's fantastic. I think you're gonna love this. And if you've never tried orzo, you're definitely in for a treat. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let me know if you spruce yours up with any broccoli or anything else. See you guys soon in the next video. And it doesn't take long to cook, so. Ow, that's a hot spoon. We're gonna,